This wasn't supposed to be a fantastic Mr. Sam video. This was an experiment that grew. But the next one that's a bit more like my other ones is coming. God knows when, but it's coming.
I do working man content. If I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty interesting, right? It's almost like I'm the blue collar YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the guy who puts in the work, and the only reason that I'm able to succeed is because I put in the work, as opposed to the person who uses every little gimmick, every tactic. Oh, the sponsorship, the exclusive getting the game early, kissing butt, making money on exclusive partnerships and shit, using the clickbait title, using the thumbnail, collaboration with everyone, signing with promotional companies. You know what I'm saying? In terms of content creation, someone who busts their ass every day, putting out tons of content and doing the hard work, doing their kind of work, as opposed to doing the things that make you popular and rich and happy and celebrity, which I don't do, right? Which would be the white collar work for a content creator.
No, Phil, you're not a blue collar worker. A better analogy would be this. You're that guy that works with the blue collar workers. Maybe your parents are the directors of the company and they just got you a job to get you out of the house. I don't know, you work at the company and nobody knows why anymore. You coast by doing the bare minimum and you clock out dead on 5:30 every day. You're not innovating, you're not bringing anything new to the table, and left to your own devices, you're a liability. And when that day finally comes and you're inevitably left in charge and your business starts to fail, you'll say you have no idea why and blame everyone but this guy. I've only been regularly keeping up with Phil since just before he got kicked out of Twitch's partnership program.
Hateful slurs.
Previous to that, all I knew of Darkside Phil was Evil AJ's MGS3, This Is How You Don't Play, some Tevin stuff, and that Frederick Knudsen video. However, in that relatively short space of time, it's clear to me at least that he's experienced a regression. The complete opposite of what he would want to be happening, and you would think worrying for his business. So what's going on? Well, without the full history lesson, DSP has gone from being YouTube royalty to finding out what it's like to be a small streamer just making their way in the world of Twitch or YouTube. When you're just starting out, you might have got yourself a small dedicated following that turns up to every stream. You may even curate your content for them. This is all very similar to what DSP says he does these days, and I know he'll never change and all this is pointless to say, but if I was him, I'd be asking myself, do you want to stay at that level? If you're not looking to make a career from streaming, then great. If, however, you are looking to take things to the next level, then maybe you should start thinking about how you can improve your situation.
Oh my god, what is this? Where am I? Oh, come on. There was nothing I could do about that.
At the moment, DSP has roughly 200 to 300 people watching on an average stream. It's not unusual to see around 500 to 600 in on his morning stream. That then dips down pretty sharply as soon as he's finished his pre-stream. Then on the night stream, it'll normally be around 250-ish. This can obviously fluctuate depending on factors like whether or not it's a new game or, you know, drama. But the few people you do see chatting are generally the same core fan base that have somehow stuck around long enough to know what not to say or don't mind being yelled at when they step out of line. What irks me about this is the relationship is completely one way. Never have I heard of Darkside Phil's name popping up in another streamer's chat or a comment on a YouTube video. And never have I heard of Phil paying back any of his loyal fans for any of their fan art or branding. It's always about what you can do for him and not the other way around.
Whatever you're getting out of my content, I'm getting out of you guys being supportive and being chill and being an awesome audience, you know, with my stuff too. Please understand that. It definitely is, it goes back and forth. It's not just a one-way deal. It's definitely both ways.
Oh, and don't get me started on networking. Even the big name streamers will occasionally stream with other people.
Do you think that it's people being lazy or is streaming starting to change for the worse? See, I don't know because I don't watch other streamers, so I don't know what you're saying. Honestly, like, I don't know. If you had an example of a streamer who's doing that and what they're doing and you would like me to comment on a specific situation, in general, I don't know what to tell you. No, I don't know who XQC is. Who's XQC? I never heard of him. I never heard of him. I never heard of him. If this guy XQC took a big diarrhea stinky dump in his toilet and made loud noises through his house and live streamed it, it would probably be the top rated thing he ever did. Or the name sounds a little familiar, but I don't know who that is. I tell you guys, I don't watch other people's Phil's content. I don't know who the hell that is. I just did what I did. I'm seriously, I didn't watch other content creators. I had no, like, awareness. Well, maybe they're different from me. I don't know. I don't watch other content creators, but I appreciate your kind words and your support. Thank you. Captain Malarkey did another super chat basically saying, Dr. Disrespect sent another streamer named Scrump a signed vest because he did some challenge or something. How is that hard to understand? Well, I don't know who Scrump is, so I didn't know that's what you meant. I also don't understand why another streamer would want a piece of merch from a different streamer. You're like saying, well, do I want a signed headband from Ninja? No. I don't want anything from fucking Ninja. What the fuck do I care about him for? Why the fuck would I want anything from him? Fucking shove it up your ass. I don't want that. I don't care. You get a fan of them. Might want that. But I'm a content creator myself. Why would I want merch of another content creator? Salad you all day. This super chat said maybe other streamers aren't toxic like you. No, I think other streamers just like to suck each other's dicks or something. Like, why the hell would I want merch from another streamer? Like, it literally makes no sense at all. You are a streamer. You make content. You want people to tune into your content. Why would you want someone to send you a piece of their merch signed? Right? Like, what? You realize that's your competition, right? Like, what are you talking about? Like, and by the way, no disrespect to Dr. Disrespect. He's a guy who has a huge fan base. People like what he does. They like his character or whatever. So good, more power to him. I actually have no problem with him. But if he was like, oh, I heard that DSP guy is a cool content creator, I'm going to send him a signed vest, I'd be like, no, please don't. In fact, why don't you take that thing and do the floss with it on your naked body? Because I don't care about fucking your vests. Like, I don't want a vest from you. What are you talking about? Hated one, no, I couldn't tell you names of other streamers that are entertaining and care about interaction with their audience because I'm a content creator myself and that's what I focus on. I don't watch other streamers. So I couldn't answer your question. That would be up to you to find. I'm not the one, I'm not the watcher, I'm the creator, you know? And this takes up all of my time.
Anyway, when you've become so comfortable that you're doing the same thing every time you're live, you can lose sight of what you're there for. And like I said before, you're there to put on what is essentially a TV show. So this is where being able to keep yourself talking comes into play. You need to have topics prepared, and importantly, as and when new viewers appear, you need to be talking to them and taking an interest in them. Viewing your stream chat as this faceless wall of text that are expected to turn up every day and talk about you without thinking about the human beings behind that text is not the way to go. This is why I find that clip of Phil berating one of his viewers just for suggesting that he should ask them questions particularly concerning.
The whole point of a live stream that you're attending is that you're supposed to find the streamer entertaining and want to interact with them, not the other way around.
When you're operating at this level, you absolutely should be asking them questions. When you're continually reminding your chatters that you're hoping to make your channel a place to be sociable, but laying into them every time they try to, something's seriously wrong. And that something is you.
You! Who, me? Yes, you!
You're telling them one thing, but showing another.
I want this channel to get popular again and be a place where people can feel like they can have social interaction and have a good time with games. It has to come back. I like doing what we're doing right now. Talking, having social interaction while we share our love for video games. That's what I really enjoy the most. That we have this conversation, right? If I lost the ability to have this conversation with you guys, I would actually probably start to hate my job again. It's not a toxic cesspool where idiots come to shit and unload their butts on it on the channel, but instead, it's a place where you can come and hang out with a group of people that you like. You hang out with me, we have a good time, right? We're enjoying all the latest games and the like. And feel safe and feel like you're at home and feel like it's a community again.
Further to this, I feel what Phil's streams lack is a reason to be there in the first place and a reason to keep viewers tuning in other than watch me play more of this game. If his so-called pre-stream podcast could be useful for anything, it'd be that. I know. It's called the Level 1 podcast now. Whoopie fucking do. A short just chatting segment where he informally talks to his audience about the topics of the day while they're filing in. Yes, talk about gaming news, but not just rabbiting opinions you've quickly found on Twitter 5 minutes before you started streaming. The human element's missing. His tweets referring to his gameplay describe it as coverage, as though his channel's some sort of serious gaming news outlet and not just a fun place to hang out. And during his pre-streams, it's very apparent that you're being informed about gaming news instead of just having a quick chat about it. Okay, so during his pre-streams we get
Phil's day off.
which is the closest thing we get to IRL content these days, but it never feels like he's letting you in. There's always this feeling of disconnect between the streamer and the audience, and what he does on his day off is always the same mundane things anyway. And isn't it weird that we get the two together? Serious gaming news juxtaposed with I went to try and buy fishing lures.
This week, when I have my day off, I will head out and I will get some fishing lures. And every week when we hit the $100 tips goal on this stream, I will add a new fishing lure to the hat. I think it would be really neat, and it's a way to have something cool and different for the streams. And I was totally down for that. Sounds like a great idea. Yesterday was my day off. I said, I'll go look for fishing lures. Well, we have a sporting goods shop in our area. It's called Dick's Sporting Goods. I walk in. Stretchy bands, yoga mats, things like that. Back corner is canoeing and outdoorsman-like stuff. So like, we're getting there. We're almost there. Kat and I have been watching Shark Tank recently. But it's supposed to be like a portable volleyball. I'm at the front of the store again. I'm in the baseball section again. Wait, what? What gives? So I grab a store associate and I say, hey.
I would like to procure 3 of your finest fishing lures. Money is no objects.
We haven't had that in years. You are Dick's Sporting Goods, right? Like sporting. And here's the thing that these companies are getting confused. Do you know the difference between sports and sporting? Okay, a sport is an athletic...
It is normal to get frustrated when your new ideas don't work out, especially when it feels like everyone else around you is succeeding.
Guess what? We didn't hit the hat goal tonight.
The trick is to realise that the problem will undoubtedly stem from something you're doing, and it's certainly no one else's fault. So make changes, do some research, get inspired, and come back next time with a fresh mindset. But there lies one of the many problems with Darkside Phil. He's completely incapable of self-reflection and will always bang his head against the same wall, never realising that things don't just get better by themselves. This has caused his career in content creation, if that's what we have to call it, to happen in reverse. He got comfortable with the notoriety he received early on, spamming multiple videos a day and getting paid handsomely for it. So when all that went away, he felt and still feels that the success he was used to is still owed to him. But it's that mentality that it's YouTube's fault for fucking up their website that's got him into the predicament he's in. Treading water and making excuses. I'm sorry Phil, but not having a plan B, failing to adapt with the times, and just generally being lazy in your approach to your business is all on you. I know you can't stand those that put in the work with their clickbait titles and custom thumbnails and belittle them for doing so to make you feel better about your laziness. But at the end of the day, this is your business, and generally businesses tend to move with the times and seek to do better.
Oh my god. What is going on? Whoa! This sucks. Look at this idiot. Ouch!
DSP has a history in the fighting game community. Now, I've never really been into fighting games. I used to play Street Fighter 2 on the Amiga when I was about that big, and I remember really enjoying being able to do this. But apart from that, the idea of repeatedly battering the shit out of someone in the same set of environments just doesn't appeal to me. But you know what really doesn't interest me? Watching other people trying to beat the shit out of each other in the same set of environments. But I gather there's a bunch of people that do. Like a lot. I mean, take a look at... Well, first, let me see if you think this sounds familiar. Born in the early 80s, brought up on video games, entered fighting game tournaments throughout the 90s and 2000s, started uploading to YouTube for fun in the late 2000s, lost their job in the early 2010s, and shortly thereafter began YouTubing as their full-time job. I'm of course talking about Maximilian Dude. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I won't go into a full history lesson here because honestly it doesn't really matter, you've more than likely heard of him anyway. Suffice to say that Maximilian Dude has built a hugely successful career online born out of his love of fighting games. So he found a niche, built a channel around it, and went from there. My point with this is that it's just a fascinating look at how two similar lives can splinter off in such a dramatic way. This is the difference a professional attitude, pleasant personality and an actual work ethic can make. Phil has vaguely commented on Max multiple times over the years as people have spotted the similarities and brought them up with him. You'll more than likely just get the same bitter answer about how these bigger content creators have tons of money to throw around and probably have a team of people doing all of their editing and production for them.
Oh, Phil, well, why you don't do this thing that Dr. Disrespect does, or man, why don't you do this cool thing that Maximilian dude does? Why don't you have the production quality of this other content creator? Well, here, I'll tell you why. You ready? You wanna know why? Because they make 50 times more fucking money than I do. They're literally making millions and millions of dollars a year. They're bringing in tens of thousands of dollars a month. They can afford it. They don't even do their own shit. Do you think they set up their own stuff? Really? They have teams of people fucking doing this for them. They have professional studio quality shit because they can afford it. Well, maybe if I made 100 times as much money as I was making right now, I could actually do something on the quality level of Maximilian Dude. Because I could probably hire people to do work for me and shit. But I don't. Because I'm one dude making, you know, a limited amount. You know what I mean? But people unfairly compare me to these people who are like light years ahead of me when it comes to the attention they get, the money they make. I would love right now to say, oh, let's drop the streams and go do random shit. And then I make no money and I go out of business. Maximilian Dude could literally take a shit live on stream and bring in 35,000 viewers if he so wanted to. Like, it doesn't mean anything about the fucking game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the worst argument I've ever heard about the quality of a game because a popular guy is making content of it and it's getting views. Who cares? Right? Doesn't mean the game is good.
Incidentally, from what I gather, Max tends to do most of his own editing. I've obviously never bought Phil's claims that he's too busy to do things like editing, and Max just goes to show that it's all bollocks. It's so obvious that it's almost not worth talking about. It's not that he's too busy, he just doesn't manage his time well, or he's too lazy, or both. I mean, one of these people has a child, and it sure as hell isn't DSP. Well, I mean, Phil has Jasper. Oh, and let's get this straight. On a purely presentation style level, there's absolutely no reason why Phil's stream couldn't be at least comparable to Max's. You could spend one afternoon in that so-called office and make things considerably more professional without spending $1. He's had ample opportunity to get it sorted. But this is a man who's happy to stream looking like this, and sitting in front of whatever this is supposed to be. Max has also successfully diversified his content over the years. In fact, the first video I ever stumbled across of his had absolutely nothing to do with fighting games. It was the beautifully put together Journey to the Remake, where he details his history with his favourite game, Final Fantasy VII, and shows the long lead up to the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm sure you know where this is going. DSP's idea of diversification? This really goes hand in hand with the first idea of giving people a reason to keep tuning in. Draw the viewers in with your niche and keep them around with your story. Speaking of your viewers...
Wait, where am I now? What is this? It wasn't my fault.
You should never ever expect anything from your chat. They're not obligated to do anything for you, or even speak to you, let alone give you money. If your chat wants to talk about sports, the weather, Drake or Kanye West, let them do it.
I don't know what's going on. People are talking about Elder Scrolls Online or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the chat right now. People seem to be completely derailed and not paying attention, and no one's talking to me, so how nice. Guys, you know I'm still here. We're still enjoying Skyrim today, just so you know. Stream is not ended. We are still here. We're having a good time.
And if they're quiet, give them something to talk about. You're the entertainer here. Take these people talking in your chat before you've turned your webcam on. They're the people that can't wait to see how you're doing, and if you were any kind of decent person, you'd be eager to know the same about them. More than ever, DSP is promoting his stream as a social experience, but the following clips don't really bear this out.
So Timbo Slice Juice, what's your opinion on Kim Kardashian West filing for divorce from Kanye West? Who cares? Who cares? And it was pretty inevitable with some of the zany shit he was doing. No one's gonna put up with that crap. I need feedback. Stop talking about stupid fucking Kanye West bullshit. And let's talk about the game, because I'm gonna be pissed off if you start derailing the stream with bullshit. No one cares about fucking Kanye West. Oh, people weren't talking about Kanye West, they were talking about Drake. Oh, okay, you can get banned then, because I just told you we're not talking about bullshit, so you're out of here. Fucking idiot. Java basically did a whole bunch of super chats about pronouns. No one cares, so you can stop talking about that now. And thank you for the super chat.
If I was running a stream and my chat were having a conversation about something I'm not particularly knowledgeable about, you can be sure that before the next stream I'd read up on that topic so that I could join in with the discussion. DSP doesn't have a public or even members only Discord server, and he only allows comments on his Twitter from people that he follows. So basically the central hub of his community is his stream chat, which is what he wants, but if you're not allowing innocent conversations to play out here, then where can they go to do it? As others have pointed out, he's shutting down what are essentially memes beginning within his community. Take this Snowcar situation, for example.
In the last couple of weeks, people think it's a running joke now to come into my stream and have a name Carl and do some kind of a running joke with this. What you're essentially doing, you're creating a club-like mentality where people who are coming into the streams and just want to chill feel like, oh man, this is all Carl's talking constantly, just talking about fucking Carl, Snow Carl. All right, that's done as of right now, and I mean it. All of you who have a fucking Carl name, I want you to change them immediately. I'm done with it. I'm not going to have you come in here and derail my streams because I've had now 3 major complaints from regulars in the last week saying, this is stupid. I come to your stream and everyone in the stream chat's ignoring your game and talking about Carl bullshit, and they're doing it to derail your stream just like used to happen on Twitch. I'm here doing a gameplay stream, trying to have a chill time with my viewers who are here to enjoy gaming with me. I look at the stream chat, Snow Carl for mod, Snow Carl, I wonder if he'll be mod. Will he be the Viceroy? Snow Carl. So here, fuck you. Get the fuck off my stream so I can enjoy games again. I'm tired of this now. All week it's been like this. I'm not going to allow my streams to be derailed by these people anymore. I'm done with it. I've already laid down the law. Your fucking stupid ass leniency is now done as of today. Alright? I'm done with this. I want to have fun with a game and have an interactive stream with my audience and not have my audience telling me we can't talk because everyone in the fucking chat is talking about Snow Carl or other dumb shit. It's over. Okay? Snow Surdo re-upped their membership for 3 months and says the chat is dead without Snow Carl. No, it is not. In fact, I would argue the chat's much better without Snow Carl. Oh well.
Something emerged from DSP's chat that he could have jumped on. Something that could have become a funny thing for him and his viewers. His chat gave itself an identity. They could have been called the Carls or something, in the same slightly cringy way that some streamers will say, welcome to the whatever squad. You know, this reminds me of how the Vest streak began. It evoked nostalgia and gave DSP's viewers something fun to associate with. The difference with the Vest streak is that the focus was all on Phil, and it was instantly monetizable and became a huge money spinner, instead of just being the fun for 5 minutes, mildly amusing thing that happened that day. Little things like this are how a community grows, and if you're cutting them off before they even have a chance, then your community's only ever going to stay at this level.
How do I run in this game, by the way? Anyone know? That was bullshit.
Take a look at DSP's recent playthrough of Skyrim. Now, Phil's been playing a lot of remasters over the last year, and that's fine, there's been a fair few of them. This was true at the time of recording. I think, to be fair, he has eased up on this a bit recently. But this is certainly one where I know I'd be asking myself, why am I doing this? The thing about Skyrim is, it's Skyrim. It's one of the most popular games of all time, and it's completely ingrained in our pop culture. That's not to say that those others weren't, of course. Far from it. It's just, this is Skyrim. It's a game that has been and continues to be mined for the abundance of content that its gameplay and story can provide. People have speedrun it, memed it, modded it, beaten it without walking, beaten it without taking any damage, made 10,000 gold without leaving Whiterun, beaten it as a pacifist, beaten it while remaining at level 1, played it small, beaten it big, remade it, boundary broke it, added Daggerfall to it, added multiplayer, added guns, made Oblivion in the same engine, ran across it on a treadmill, loved it, hated it, written papers on it and reenacted it. But in the 10 plus years since this game's release, has there ever been a playthrough more entertaining and meaningful as... There's no questions being asked, no interesting viewpoints and nothing new to see. It's just, watch me play Skyrim. Vanilla Skyrim. Unmodded console Skyrim. You know Skyrim, that game you've played before, that game you've seen me play before.
Skyrim, a Spike Lee joint.
Oh, and of course the only real justification you get for all of this is the same tired one he rolls out for all of these. You've seen me play this before, way back when I hadn't adopted direct capture, but you haven't seen me play it on the Xbox Series X at 1080p 60... Oh, go on, man.
Full 1080p, wow, 60 frames. I didn't know it was gonna be a full 60 frames. 60 frames per second. 1080p 60 frames, 60 frames. Yo, GTA in 60 frames. 60 frame Mass Effect 1. 60 frames, 60 frames. Full 1080p, whoa, 60 frames. Oh shit, silky smooth 60 frames. 60 frames is crazy. I want 60 frames. Sounds good. I want 60 frames. 60 frames. Mass Effect in 60 frames. It's full 60 frames? Dude, I love this at 60 frames. 60 frames per second biking. You can fly by at 60 frames per second. It's a smooth 60.
Compare Phil's stuff to someone like Doug. He often streams Skyrim and sets himself interesting challenges, but not only that, he'll mod the game to allow his chat to participate in the gameplay, or sets up the voice recognition program Voice Attack so that when his chat get him to say certain things, then something happens in the game. It's entertaining, hilarious and completely unique, as opposed to, you know.
I died. Seriously, it killed me. Even though I had almost full health. Okay, wow, that was fun, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It's stupid.
Voice Attack's great, by the way. Hello, computer.
How you doing?
I'm not bad. I'm 11.
You're 11?
Yeah, I'm 11.
And your parents bought you a gaming PC? What's wrong with this picture?
As far as I know, as of right now, DSP's only real goal, apart from the usual monthly membership goals and just generally requiring as much money from each stream as possible, has been to reach 200,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, something that he'd hoped would happen by his 40th birthday, which was 2 days ago, by the way. And just incidentally, 7 or 8 months later, this has now only just happened. Presumably you know my position on some of the things he should be doing, and if not, play some multiplayer, edit some videos, open a members Discord, whatever it is, just change something. Okay, yes, he's doing the DSP reacts thing now, which I guess you could say is something new, but again, we still have to have the hour-long pre-stream and, well, look at it. It's just Phil watching something and making it all about himself every time he pauses the video. So after all this time and considering everything DSP has persevered through, I think I'd be mature enough to realise that streaming and content creation wasn't for me and move on to something else. And it was only my initial YouTube popularity and an unwavering curiosity to see what crazy thing I'm going to say next that keeps me afloat. Maybe it's get my Twitch partnership back, or hopefully one day I'll get a sponsor. Maybe it's nothing at all. Let's just say if your entire business plan consists of nothing but keep doing the same thing and hope things get better, then you'll remain on mission 1 until the game finally reaches its only logical conclusion. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone that never let me forget that this video existed. I know it's long overdue, but it's had a long story, and to be honest, the making of would probably make a decent video in itself. As for when the next one will be, I'm honestly not sure. We'll have to see. I want to make more. I love doing this, but time and family stuff are a thing. You know how it is. However, if you are interested in learning what I have to say about DSP's latest shenanigans on a more regular basis, you can find me over on That Being Said. We do a couple of DSP related shows a week, and it's always a chill, fun time. Thanks, guys. Previous to that, all I knew of know what not to say, or, you know, fuck me. Shortly thereafter began YouTubing as a full-time member. Suffice to say that Maximilian Dude has built a hugely successful career online by doing things.
Silky Smooth 60 frames.